When you see a brush pile and you're just getting ready to fish it, where should your first cast be? Good morning, guys and girls. November 16, looking at 1 Peter 3:13. 1 Peter 3:13. If you're trying hard to do good, no one can really harm you. If you are trying hard to do good, no one can really harm you. And we all ought to be trying good to do good all the time. That's what we ought to be trying to do. No matter what, we ought to be trying hard to do good. And if we do, it says right here in 1 Peter 3:13, no one can really hurt you. If you spend much time with fishermen, pro or amateur, you'll soon hear stories of bad days, really bad days, turning into huge, huge victories. You'll find this true in just about any profession, just about any sport you play, just about any profession you go into. You'll find that that's true. Most everyone fails a lot before succeeding. Keep on trying hard, never give up. In fishing tournaments, judges never keep score of all the casts that didn't get a strike. They don't do that. They only put on the scales the ones that did. Woo! Jesus wants us working hard at doing good. That's all He asks. We need to be working hard at doing good, no matter what results we are getting. He says that even if He says even that we can't really be harmed as long as we are working hard to benefit others, to help others. We wonder why bad things happen to us when we are working so hard to do God's work. Don't get frustrated and don't give up. Jesus has your victory just around the corner. Jesus has your victory just around the corner. You know, I've been doing a lot of rehab work with Chris. We went up and took some training in Tulsa, Sherry and I. And Jamie was going also, but he had a guy off work that day, and we're short-handed at our store and at our marine dealership. And so Jamie couldn't go up there, and he said, well, we can teach him what we learned there. And, of course, we're doing that. But I've been spending a lot of time working with Chris, and can I tell you, when I'm working with her speech, we're going through sentences, and they're easy sentences, like my name is Chris, my husband's name is Jimmy, my daughter's name is Sherry, I have a headache. I try to skip that one for her. I don't want her to say it, I have a headache. I'm feeling well. I want to watch a baseball game tonight. All kinds of things like that. Sentences, and she just does really well. She can read, and but reading the word there, and she'll start out, when she first starts, the first 4 or 5, she'll just buzz right through them, and I think, wow, this is fantastic. Then as she goes on and her mind gets a little bit more tired, she becomes frustrated. By the time we're down to the second page of those sentences that we're going through, we do the same ones every day. We got a deal on the iPad, a program on the iPad we use also for speech, but she gets down about halfway, and it just seems like none of the words are right, and she'll read a sentence, and that sentence will stick in her mind. When she sees the next sentence, she says that next sentence instead. It's called aphasia is what she's got. She knows the word in her mind, but she can't get it out through her mouth, and she just gets so excited, and she'll just bubble up like a little girl and start crying, and it just kills me when that happens. And I'll tell her, baby, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. You're doing great, you're doing great. But she's trying so hard to do good, and yet it's when we're working at that, all the good stuff was back at the stop, and the harder we work, the more difficult it gets for her. It's so frustrating. So this verse is perfect right there, but this verse right here is that nothing can really hurt her when she's trying hard. And what I wrote down there and I added is, don't get frustrated, don't give up. Jesus has your victory just around the corner, and I believe Jesus has our victory right around the corner. So whatever you're going through right now, whatever bad circumstances you're in, whatever bad people are around you, keep trying hard to do good. Jesus has your victory. Jesus has your victory. I don't know what it is. I'm not God. I don't know what He's planning for each individual person, but I do know that all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose. I do know that as long as you're trying to do good, God is watching, God is listening, and God has your victory just around the corner. Don't get frustrated. Don't ever give up. Keep smiling. Keep doing good. And you'll change a lot of the people around you. A lot of the people that were hurting you, that were bad to you, that were lying to you, that were stealing from you, that were cheating you, you'll change them. You'll change them by the You're trying to do good all the time. Here's our tip for today. Your first cast into a brush pile should be on the edge of it. That's right. A lot of people make the mistake and they want to throw right in the middle of that brush pile. The reason you throw on the edge of it in your first cast is that the fish laying around the edge, you want to catch him, move him away from that brush pile so you don't disturb the brush pile. If you throw right in the middle of it and get a fish, and he's going to get tangled up maybe, and you fight and mess everything up and get him out of there, other fish in the brush pile might spook off. If you catch them out the edge, and also even one right in the middle of it, if they got a very big strike zone that day, will come out to the edge and get your lure, and when you catch him, he'll run away from the brush pile as opposed to back into it. So fish the edge of the brush piles before you fish the middle of them. The secondary part of that obviously is once you fish that edge, take a worm or a jig or something you can fish right in the very heart of it, the meanest, thickest part of that brush pile. Do that with big, heavy, high seas fishing line. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.